Alien Stage, round 4. Oh, wait, no. Round 5. We skipped straight across round 4 because, well, let's find out why. Let's get some of the quick context out of the way. Alien Stage is a currently ongoing series created by the Korean animation channel, Vivinos. I've covered every round of Alien Stage that's been made up to this point, as well as every major video created by Vivinos so far. And if you've got 3 hours to spare, feel free to check out this video that goes over all of it. Shameless plug aside, round 5 has a lot for us to unpack and theorise about, mainly centering around Mizzy and Luca. With a little bit of Hyuna, with that little bit of preamble out of the way, let's get into it. P.S. I just want to add, as soon as I start finally getting around to finishing non-Vivinos related videos for the channel, Vivinos uploads again. Great. R.I.P. my free time. Anyway, round 5. Your first emotion when watching the original video, or even just watching the premiere, like I did, was probably confusion. Like, round 5? What happened to round 4? Well, during this animation's introduction, we see the results of round 4. Luca versus this unnamed character. When you first watch of round 5, it can be kind of difficult to make out what's on screen during this intro, as it goes by relatively fast. From what it looks like, we see Luca's previous opponent from round 4. Given this character's fate, victim seems like a more accurate name than opponent, to be honest, given the state that they're in. We see them face down in a pool of their own blood, laying across a brightly lit stage. As blood drips down the deceased's hand, we hear the echo of a nice piano riff in the background, followed by a nice, smooth voice coming in with no lyrics. And of course, Luca comes over, kisses the corpse's hand, and smears his mouth with blood, with said corpse's blood. To be honest, I am not surprised by this. I mean, if you wear a shirt that's this baggy, you've probably got some mental problems. We return to the tournament graphic that we've seen in every other round, showing us the results of round 4, as well as who we will see in round 5, Mizzy vs Luca. The graphic itself is actually just a projection on the stage in which Mizzy and Luca will sing. We get a couple of shots of Mizzy now sporting a strange purple jewel on her forehead, not connected to any sort of headdress or anything. It's literally embedded in her forehead. Then the strings come in the background, followed by the drums. Luca smiles as the two performers begin to walk on the stage. As the stage lights begin to roar along with the crowd, Luca gets a look at Mizzy's face and lets out a cheeky whistle of approval. He then begins to sing. Overall, the sing is majorly sung in Korean from what I can tell, with a couple of lines in English, so I'll be using the captions created by Vivinos when discussing the lyrics. You can turn away from the light, you can even outburn the sun, my star. He sings as he gets up close and whispers in her ear. Also, when we see Luca about to approach Mizzy, we get a good shot of Luca's hands, and they're really, bluish purplish, and they just look incredibly unhealthy, like a corpse's, ironically enough. It's consistent in every shot we see of him with his hands in the shot, so it seems relevant to mention. The two get ready to perform and pick up their mics as Luca continues. You're the perfect subject, with the whole world in your sad eyes. Luca starts to peek at his opponent as Mizzy seems apprehensive about the whole thing. Luca begins to circle around Mizzy whilst he's singing, like a hunter with its prey. We then get a close-up of the two. Luca looking unwavering and dead focused on Mizzy, while she herself just looks afraid. My saviour, my beautiful soul. The first line, my saviour, being sang in English. All the while, Luca is looking Mizzy up and down, while she is giving the most hardcore side eye, like, god damn, she really does not want to be here. Then Mizzy's voice comes in a little bit. I don't believe you. You are a liar. Luca continues singing in front of a sky filled only by the moon, when our darknesses overlap. He then begins to turn into SUA. Yes, some people say it's pronounced sewer or whatever, but since it's in all caps on her neck, I don't care. I'm going to keep capitalising it. Upon seeing the closest person to her reappear from beyond the grave, Mizzy just kind of freezes. The way the shots are framed suggests that these couple shots of SUA are from Mizzy's point of view. Let me take it all away. Then we get a nice, catchy little chorus with the repetition of the line, ruler of my heart. All the while Mizzy is in complete disbelief and shock, being forced to dance with Luca while he remains stone-faced, until she begins to fight back and he restrains her. You are forever beautiful. The chorus continues as we see more of the setting, seeing numerous floors of this stage with a spiralling staircase floating above. Mizzy herself collapsed onto the ground and stares into her own reflection in a pool of water below her, as Luca continues to sing. We cut to what seems to be a theatre, that has the flashback from Alien Stage Round 1 playing in the background with Luca in front of it. He reaches towards Mizzy's chin as we hear the line, "The endless walls, a fall with no ground." Mizzy responds, in a single moment, breaking down, as her eyes turn toward him as he appears as the reflection in her eye. Gem still on her forehead. They appear on stage again. I go blind and deaf. Mizzy here is singing along, but we just can't hear her voice. She's completely shaken. Luca sings "My World Collapsing," smirking all the while. We then cut to black and get a view of the audience as the spotlight changes colour. My saviour, beautiful lady. The audience praises Luca as his arms open, accepting their grace, while Mizzy just stares silently. "Make me your god. I can give you everything." Esue appears behind Mizzy, looking as she did when the two were younger, followed by her then appearing as she did at the end of round 1. Dead as hell. Let me take it all away. Mizzy then gets a full-on brain blast and sees everything that's happened this round, as only her eyes are displayed on screen as they slowly warp and transform. Then she sees round 1 play again in her mind, seeing her flashback with Esue, as well as the two's performance, as well as the roaring crowd that followed Esue's death. All the while, the chorus continues to play, "Ruler of my heart." Her face drops as she snaps back to reality and immediately begins to start choking Luca.
Thank you!
Her eyes glowing as she does so. Luca's eyes, however, are not. His face contorts into a mixture of disbelief and pain, the line work of the two characters becoming more and more wavy and unruly, as Mizzy proceeds to beat Luca as much as she can before she's torn off of his body. Obviously, as this is happening, Luca's being beaten, so he can't exactly sing, so the lyrics stop around this part. It's just the instrumental in the background. The crowds watch, holding their breath as security pulls Mizzy off, leaving Luca's smirk to return to his face, even though it's dampened by his own blood. Mizzy is properly going for it as well. I mean, her shoes are just gone and she is kicking and screaming as she really wants to beat the living hell out of this man. We see Mizzy with a gun to her head, more than likely about to get shot to death, and this round being counted as a disqualification. And since Luca isn't being choked anymore, the lyrics come back in for the chorus. We cut to black, return to the crowd's shocked expressions, including Till. The arena is now filled with smoke. Luca looks even more beaten than before as armed figures in hoods get rid of the security that were about to kill Mizzy. Luca's face no longer carries a smile as he sees Hyuna carry away Mizzy into the distance amidst the smoke. We get the result screen again that we've seen in every other Alien Stage round, but this time we get a nice little glitch as the screen flashes red. Mizzy missing, error, and the video ends. Now, what does all this mean? Well, from what I can tell, this round of Alien Stage focuses around a still mourning Mizzy being pitted up against Luca, who attempts to hypnotise her or something similar to make her see images of Esue to ensure his victory, as he is in fact the previous winner of the Alien Stage competition. Then, at the moment where Mizzy snaps according to Luca's plan, he is then thwarted by some sort of resistance headed by Hyuna, who then in turn saves Mizzy at the last second from being executed. All the lyrics and visuals all allude to the fact that Luca was attempting to replace Esue in Mizzy's mind with lines that call back to round 1, such as the line "Make me your god" in round 5 and the line in round 1, "My god, my universe," being used to refer to Esue from Mizzy's perspective in her little monologue. Luca is attempting to replace Esue in Mizzy's mind, hence the scene in the theatre, and more than likely the gem on Mizzy's forehead, which wasn't present in any other previous rounds. However, Luca may or may not have known that this would be ineffective and only kind of piss Mizzy off. He did so that she would lash out at him, 100% guaranteeing his victory in the 5th round. He showed Mizzy visions of Esue to keep her abated for a short time, all the while waiting for said visions to eventually cause Mizzy to snap, which then again leads into her beating Luca to a pulp, to his delight, until she is then saved by Hyuna and her crew, much to both his and the audience's shock, which then in turn causes the tournament screen to glitch and give us the ending we all saw. Overall, the narrative in this one doesn't really have too many moving parts. It's relatively simple narrative-wise, from what I can tell. The music, while good, is not the best. So far, Till's song from round 2 is still the GOAT so far, and it was pretty. It was nice to look at, and it was, enjoyable to watch, whilst also setting up plot threads in the future with Hyuna and Mizzy's return. In conclusion, it's another song about another character obsessed with Mizzy. We've never seen that before. If there's anything you would like to add or disagree with or feel that I've missed, let me know in the comments below. And again, if you want a recap on everything Vivinos, try out this video if you've got 3 hours to spare. Now, outro time. It was an absolute nightmare to get this video out in like a day, so if you want to like, comment, subscribe, it's very much appreciated. Thank you to the homies on Patreon, Tribal and Chris, I appreciate you fellas. Feel free to follow on Twitch, on TikTok, join the Discord, you know the drill. Not much of an outro here, but yeah, thank yous all for watching. Toodles my doodles, hopefully I see you in the next one. Peace.